Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Reading Euphoria. My name's Georgia if you don't know, and today I'm going to be doing my October wrap up and my November TBR. So I am participating in LaLaRathon, which is a readathon by Lala, and yeah, it's just where you just read all of her favourite books. So I kind of went through her Goodreads list and kind of saw what books I had on my shelf that were her favourites, and I've kind of taken 3 that I think that I can get through in the 9 days. It's the 1st and 9th, so I've kind of looked at those days and seen how many books I can roughly get through, and I've taken 3 and I've put those in my November TBR. I then have 5 other books in my November TBR. Back onto October though, I read 4 books in the month of October, and you know, it's not the most amazing reading month, but I still am quite happy. I mean, that averages out of 1 book a week, which isn't really the best since I've just read my last book in like 2-3 days. But it doesn't matter. I had a lot going on, so hopefully November will be much better. I did participate in Spookathon in October, but that didn't go very well, so we won't talk about that. So yeah, I'm just gonna crack on with the books that I read in October and then get onto my November TBR, so hope you enjoy my video. So the first book that I read in the month of October was Orphan Monster Spy by Matt Keeling. I met Matt Keeling at YALC, and you know, I hadn't read his book yet, but I am happy to say that I have now finished it. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. This book is based on a little Jewish girl called Sarah, and basically her mum passes away and she's on the run from the Nazis. She then has to go into a Nazi boarding school and basically pretend that she is a Nazi because she is the perfect Aryan race, you know, the blonde hair and the blue eyes. So she doesn't stand out at all, and she basically is a spy for this other man that she meets, who basically saves her life and doesn't dob her in. Takes her in, looks after her when she doesn't have a mother because she is only 12. So I did really enjoy this book. It was a completely different take, I think, on what I have read before with historical fiction and World War II. And I absolutely love learning about the World Wars. So to read another take on it, via Orphan Monster Spy was very, very interesting. Matt Keeling's writing isn't my favourite, I have to say, so there was that, whereas maybe if it was a different author writing the same story, it may come across differently and I may have enjoyed it a little bit more, but nonetheless, I did really enjoy this book, and obviously I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I have been putting off this book for ages, and I have no idea why. I am so annoyed at myself that I hadn't read it sooner. I buddy read this with Nicole, my beautiful friend Nicole, and we had a great time reading it. We absolutely loved it. I think that she gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and this book gave me a book hangover, I have to say. I am not going to give you much information because I am going to be doing a full review video on this, and that will be going up around the 14th of November with Nicole's at the same time. And next week we're actually going to be reading Thunderhead together, buddy reading it together, so that is really exciting. The next book that I read in the month of October is The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas. I think I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I wasn't all that impressed with this one, to be honest. So it's based on the character of Monica, whose older sister died 5 years ago. She's thought to that she committed suicide, but also at the same time, conveniently, all of her 4 friends off the same cheerleading team died as well. 2 of them in a car crash and 2 of them got murdered. And Monica has never believed that her sister's death was a suicide. She has always believed that the same person who killed her 2 friends also killed her, and it was all tied up in a nice bow with the same person killing all 5 of them. So it's basically her trying to get to the bottom of it and finding out what actually did happen to her sister. This book had potential to be really good, and I did actually really like Kara Thomas's writing, but it just felt so slow, and at the end of it I kind of felt like that nothing had really happened, and I was kind of sat there like, well, I've just read this chunk of a book and I'm not really satisfied. It was a weird one. It could have been really good, but for me it didn't really do it, so hence why I've given it 3 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I read in the month of October was People Like Us by Dana Milé, and I have to say I absolutely loved this book. It is probably my favourite book of all time. I had a party here, housewarming party, and no joke, everyone that came in, I was telling them about this book because you see my bookshelf as soon as you walk in the kitchen. Oh, I absolutely love this book, and it's no surprise that I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I give it 6 out of 5 stars if that's possible. So this book is based on the main character of Kay, and on Halloween night her and her friends are all drinking at a party at their boarding school, and they find a dead body in the lake that they're about to go swimming in. Kay then gets sent a email from the dead girl, and it's basically that she set up this website that Kay has to go into, and she has to hack and put in the passwords and then find out with a poem and try and solve the poem about what is going to happen. And a lot of it does include her friends. So a lot of it is that one of her friends is doping to be a good tennis player, the other one is sleeping with a teacher, etc, etc, and the dead girl knows all of these secrets. But in the end it works out that it was not a suicide that the girl died from, it was actually a murder, and they are trying to find who the murderer was. Kay does actually end up getting framed for it, and in the end she does clear her name and find out the real killer. And the ending blew my mind, honestly. I was so shocked at the ending and didn't see it coming at all, and I just sat there and I just hugged this book like, thank you. But yeah, I can't recommend this book enough. If you want a amazing YA mystery, this is the one to go to. It was amazing. So that is all the books that I read in the month of October. Now we're going to move on to the books that I want to read in the month of November. So like I've already said, Lala-a-thon is taking place from the 1st to the 9th of November, and I am taking part in that. Obviously it is the 3rd of November when I'm posting it, so I did start it on the 1st, and I did start it with The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and I have been eating this up. I've only got about 100 pages left, and it's like a 450 page book, but I'm absolutely loving this. I don't know why I haven't picked it up sooner. Obviously it is a New York Times bestseller and loads of people love it, so I don't know why I haven't, but it's actually amazing and I am loving it so much. So obviously I will give it a good review in my November wrap up, but yeah, I'm loving this one so far. The next book that I'm planning on reading for Lala-a-thon is The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. This was another one of Lala's favourite books, so I am looking forward to picking this one up. And the next book that I'm planning on reading is All the Beautiful Strangers by Elizabeth Klelfoff. I'm really sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing names. This is a YA mystery, I believe. I've heard great things about this, like I say about most books that I, pick up. I tend to only pick up books that I like already. Weird. Anyway, this was another one of Lala's favourite books, so it was on my shelf, so I'm planning on getting to this one as well, and I'm very excited for this as well. The other 5 books that I'm planning on reading in the month of November are Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I wanted to read this book last month. As I have said in my previous videos, I am doing a reread of all the Harry Potter books, so I was planning on reading this last month and Order of the Phoenix, but obviously that has not gone to plan, so I'm definitely going to get to this month and delve more into the Harry Potter world. The next book is The House of Silk by Anthony Horowitz. This is based on the Sherlock Holmes and is actually the best-selling Sherlock Holmes novel that there is out there, so I'm very excited to get to this one. I was recommended this one in Waterstones, so I reckon that it will be quite a good book, and I love Sherlock Holmes anyway, so I am very excited to get to this. And the next book that I'm planning on reading is Thunderhead by Neal Shusterman. As I've already mentioned, myself and Nicole will be buddy reading this next week, and I'm very excited after reading Scythe to know what happens in Thunderhead. I've actually been told that this one is even better than Scythe, and I don't know how you can top that, but I'm looking forward to seeing how Neal Shusterman has tried, so I'm very excited to see how the story goes. And the next book in my TBR is Save the Date by Morgan Matson. I've been saying this is in my last 5 TBRs, so you're probably all sick of me saying it and not actually reading it, but I feel like that in this TBR I need a light-heart contemporary read, and I've been told that this is the perfect one, and I love Morgan Matson's writing, so I do finally need to get to this, and I'm hoping that November is the month. And my last book that I'm going to be reading in the month of November is Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller. I read Daughter of the Pirate King a couple of months ago, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It totally took me by surprise. I did not think that I was going to like a book about pirates, but it totally transformed my thoughts about it, and I'm very excited to see where the story goes in the sequel to it. So hopefully I'll get to that one this month, because I have been wanting to get to it for the last couple of months, but I've just had so many other books that I wanted to read. So that is it for this video. That is my October wrap up and my November TBR. As I said, I will be giving a full review of Scythe, and that will be going up around the 14th of November, the same time as Nicole's video does, and we'll just both be giving our reviews. It will be a spoiler review, so if you haven't read it and you don't want to know what happens, obviously don't watch it and spoil it for yourself. If you don't mind knowing what happens, then, you know, go ahead and watch my video. I will see you again on Monday. So I am trying to get properly back into BookTube. I've been in a little bit of a slump about my channel at the moment, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who replied to my tweet the other day when I tweeted about how I'm feeling a bit down about it, how they were so lovely in all of the comments. I haven't had time to respond to anyone at all, and I'm so sorry about it. I feel like such a bad person, but I've been so busy with work and life's just been a bit stressful. So I'm very sorry, but I am saying thank you to you on my video. So maybe that will be a better thank you than writing it down. I don't know, but thank you so much for everyone's support. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to get a bit more into BookTube, and I'm going to be pre-filming all of my videos on the weekend for the week ahead. So I'm hoping I'm going to start off with 2 or 3 videos a week, probably 2, and then move over on to 3. So I really want to build my channel up, and I really want to get more into the BookTube community and gain followers and that, because I love people watching my videos, and I love how people can look at my reviews and recommendations, and you know, it's a lovely feeling. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you again on Monday with a new video. Bye!